March 16th, 1984, the crowded airport in Baton Rouge, Louisiana became the scene of one of the most shocking moments ever caught on live television. A man stepped out from behind a bank of payphones, raised a handgun, and shot another man in the head at point-blank range. The shooter wasn't a criminal mastermind. He wasn't fleeing the scene. He didn't run. He calmly handed the gun to the police. And his name was Gary Plauché. And the man he shot was Jeffrey Doucet. This wasn't a random act of violence. This was revenge. And it all started with an 11-year-old boy. Jeffrey Doucet was a karate instructor in Louisiana. Through martial arts classes, he met a young boy named Gary Plauché. Jody was just 11 years old. Doucet gained the trust of the family. He positioned himself as a mentor. Someone responsible, someone safe. But behind that, prosecutors would later say there was grooming. Over time, Doucet developed an inappropriate relationship with Jody. Then in February 1984, he kidnapped the boy and took him across state lines to California. For 10 days, Jody was missing. His parents were frantic. Law enforcement was scrambling. Eventually, authorities tracked down Doucet and Jody in California. Jody was safely recovered. Doucet was arrested and scheduled to be extradited back to Louisiana to face charges of kidnapping and sexual assault. That should have been the end of it, but for Jody's father, it wasn't enough. On March 16th, 1984, media crews gathered at the Baton Rouge Airport to film Doucet being escorted back into Louisiana custody. Reporters were waiting. Cameras were rolling. Police officers walked Doucet through the airport's terminal in handcuffs. They didn't know that someone else was waiting too. Gary Plauché had positioned himself near the row of payphones. As Doucet passed by, Plauché stepped forward, pulled out a .38 revolver, and fired one shot at Doucet's head. Doucet collapsed instantly. The entire thing was captured on live television. Within seconds, officers tackled Plauché to the ground. He did not resist. He reportedly said something along the lines of, "If you would have done it, I wouldn't have." Doucet died the next day from his injuries. Plauché was arrested and charged with second-degree murder. And this is where the story becomes deeply controversial. Many people saw him as a father pushed past his breaking point. Others saw him as someone who took the law into his own hands, undermining the justice system. During legal proceedings, Plauché's defense argued that he was under extreme emotional distress. Ultimately, he pleaded no contest to a reduced charge of manslaughter. His sentence? 5 years of probation, 300 hours of community service, no prison time. The judge reportedly considered the emotional trauma and the unlikelihood of Plauché committing another act of violence. The public reaction was divided, but many openly supported him. This case still sparks heated debates more than 40 years later. Was it justice or was it vigilantism? Should emotion ever outweigh the rule of the law? Some argue that Doucet deserved to face trial and that the court system exists for a reason. Others argue that a parent witnessing harm done to their child cannot be expected to react rationally. There's also the uncomfortable reality that Jody would later speak publicly about the trauma that he endured and about the complicated legacy of what happened at the airport. The shooting didn't erase what he went through. It simply added another chapter to an already painful story. Gary Plauché lived the rest of his life quietly and passed away in 2014. And as for Jody, he grew up, started a family, and has spoken in interviews about forgiveness, trauma, and healing. The airport shooting remains one of the most widely circulated examples of vigilante justice ever captured on camera. And it forces us to sit the difficult question. When the system is in motion, is taking justice into your own hands ever justified? Or does it create more damage than it prevents? I want to know your honest thoughts. If you were in that father's position, what would you have done? Do you believe that the sentence was fair? Or do you think that no one should be above the law, no matter the circumstances? Let's talk about it in the comments. Comment down below.